Well, I guess we take requests, or it was a coincidence. Here with reaction. Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy, Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller is with us. You know, I want to give some unsolicited advice because I love the people in this country. And in cities and towns around this country, they're going to have these No Kings rally. And to me, it has all the feel of the environment in the summer of 2020. You know, the mostly peaceful riots where, you know, a couple of dozen dead Americans, thousands of injured cops, billions in property damage. I would advise people, again, unsolicited, find out if there's a rally near where you are and stay away. I would hate to see innocent people hurt.
Yes. Well, first of all, let me say how touched I was by President Trump's kind words today and what a extraordinary honor it is to work for him. The work that he has done on public safety these last several months will go down in history as one of the greatest achievements that any president has ever accomplished. Just look here in our nation's capital, Sean, you and I have talked about this before. It is the largest, steepest, fastest reduction in violent crime ever recorded at any place in the history of our country. And I think you would say the history of any country. The change has been night and day. This is now one of the safest cities in the world from one of the most violent cities in the world. In Memphis, where President Trump has launched his task force in full force less than 2 weeks ago, we are already hearing reports of crime reductions that are so staggering, people can't even believe it. And we see videos posted online all day by residents who are saying for the first time that they can remember their kids can play outside, they can walk down the street, they can go where they want to go, do what they want to do. They feel liberated because they have been liberated. At that same press conference today, President Trump talked about how under his leadership and direction, the FBI has arrested and removed and prosecuted with the Department of Justice over 20,000 of the most violent criminals on earth in just the last several months. 20,000. Think about how many lives that saved, Sean. Think about how many families that saved. The contrast couldn't be more clear. We have Democrat politicians, Democrat judges, Democrat prosecutors setting loose thugs, hoodlums, gangbangers, and cartel killers that are stabbing children to death, murdering innocent women on the subway, mugging people in broad daylight, making life hell for law-abiding citizens. And we have President Trump using DOJ, DHS, and yes, the U.S. military to make our cities safe again for all Americans. I am so proud, Sean, to be able to be a small part of President Trump's leadership and his effort to make America secure for our people.
This. I mean, you had this idiot, J.B. Pritzker, warning people in the administration, oh, Democrats get back in power, they're going to come after you. And I'm thinking under his watch, he has 5 times the murder homicide rate of New York City, which says a lot. 4,000 people in his state murdered. He hasn't lifted a finger to keep people safe and secure. So the president is trying to keep innocent Americans safe and secure when he failed so miserably. Why would he be hostile against restoring simple law and order?
Well, I mean, he's a fool and he's a moron, but also, most importantly, Sean, he hates America. And let's just be honest about it. You can't love your country and then fight President Trump to keep murderers murdering. Just think about that for a second. President Trump is saying, let us work with you, with the FBI, with ICE, with ATF, with DEA, with the National Guard to stop the murdering in your city. And Pritzker is saying he wants to protect the murderers, the people that are shooting dozens and dozens of people every single week. Chicago is more dangerous than Baghdad. It's more dangerous than Mexico City. So shame on Pritzker, and God bless President Trump for fighting for the citizens of this country, Sean.
All right, Stephen, it was great to see you and Katie also yesterday.
Yeah, it was great.
But first, whiners and winners. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Who said Democrats don't have a bright future? They're young, they're bold, and they're fearless.
You won't say that Hamas should lay down their arms and give up leadership in Gaza.
I don't really have opinions about the future of Hamas and Israel beyond the question of justice and safety and the fact that anything has to abide by international law. And that applies to Hamas, that applies to the Israeli military, applies to anyone you could ask me about.
If you're Zoran, well, you never know when you need those Hamas votes, after all. But what about Democrats on Capitol Hill? Oh, come on, you got to be fair here. They are tackling some of the really big issues, like Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego. He's mad that he's not in the majority, so he's obsessing about Epstein, a swearing-in ceremony, and the pronunciation of his own name.
There are two senators, Kelly and Gallegos, to do their job and vote to open the government so we can move forward with our business.
Okay, first of all, you pedo protector, Speaker Johnson, it's Gallego, not Gallegos or Gallegos, it's Gallego. Again, Gallego. Learn it.
Gallego. Wow, I did it. Do I win like the home version of the stupid Democrats game? All right, now on the state level, Democrats really are killing it as well, and their constituents are very busy. More Chicago violence against ICE. These are future Democrat voters. If they're not legal citizens now, under Democrat rule, they would be. So they were involved, some of them, in a crash where they rammed ICE vehicles.
We're going to call for accountability, and indeed, you know, the tables will turn someday. These people should recognize that maybe they're not going to get prosecuted today, although we're looking at doing that, but they may get prosecuted after the Trump administration for the things that they did. They're acting like a bunch of thugs.
Okay. He's not going after the criminals. He's going after ICE. They're the thugs, and the thugs should remain in the United States as long as possible. Now, I think his blood sugar may have cratered or something. I wasn't sure what's going on there. But Trump's got Pritzker all tied up in a pretzel. But at least we can always count on California's Democrats to keep it real. Donald Trump won the election, remember, in large part because of his promise to shut the border down and to deport illegals. But lefty leaders out there are digging in on two fronts. First, by fighting ICE, and second, by giving more freebies to illegals. Think about it. Democrats now are paying illegals to stay, not work, and not self-deport. Again, got to protect a future constituency. But while the Democrats flounder in their radical doom loop, literally working against the Americans' interests, Team Trump is working overtime to take on the big issues and our most dangerous adversaries. From crime to China, they're moving on all fronts. So if you're a Blue City mayor who's been content to manage crime instead of fight it, you're on notice. Today, the FBI, the DOJ, and the president announced a wide-ranging operation to rescue our cities plagued by violence and gripped by fear.
Historically, the summer months have been a time when violent crime soar, as you know, but not under President Trump. Today, we're announcing the results of a sweeping law enforcement effort known as Operation Summer Heat. We were in many cities that people didn't know about. We kept it a little quiet. Over the past few months, FBI offices in all 50 states made crushing violent crime a top enforcement priority. That's what they did, rounding up and arresting thousands of the most violent and dangerous criminals.
What a novel concept, safe cities. Trump loves our cities. He always has. And today, he and his team made it clear that no American city should be ever left behind. And their early crime-fighting results so far have been pretty stunning.
He also led the charge in the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives. These people have been on the run for years. And in 7 months, you captured not one, not two, not three, but 4 of the FBI's most top 10 fugitives. 4. The Biden administration captured 4 in all of 4 years. You're on 7, and we're going to get to 10. We're going to get to 10 of 10. This includes a lady who murdered her 6-year-old handicapped child and fled to India. This includes a narco trafficker. This includes a sex trafficker.
Now, not just that, thousands of arrests, bad people off the streets. And in a move that will likely be controversial in some quarters, the administration clearly intends to use every tool at its disposal to stop drugs from ever reaching U.S. soil. So does that mean striking cartel operations not just on sea, but on land?
We are certainly looking at land now because we've got the sea very well under control. We've had a couple of days where there isn't a boat to be found. And that, I view that as a good thing, not a bad thing. But we had tremendous amounts coming in by boats, by very expensive boats. You know, they have a lot of money, very fast, very expensive boats that were pretty big.
Look out, Venezuela. Hope you like fireworks. And as Democrats kowtow to pro-Hamas, pro-trans, anti-American rageaholics, Trump's cabinet is engaging in complex trade maneuvers to put our only real adversary back on their heels. And if China thought, by the way, that going Cujo on us with rare earths would make Trump crumble, there's a big piece in the Wall Street Journal about that today, well, they miscalculated big time. In fact, President Xi just ensured that Trump's team would rally the world.
This is China versus the world. It's not a U.S.-China problem. We're going to be speaking with our European allies, with Australia, with Canada, with India, and the Asian democracies. And we're going to have a fulsome group response to this. They are a command and control economy, and they are going to neither command nor control us. And we're going to assert sovereignty, so are the Western allies.
Only Scott Bessent could, come off with the word fulsome and just love that, right? Well, given the high stakes here, we should all say a prayer of gratitude today that Kamala, a Kamala-appointed Treasury Secretary, isn't up against China today. Xi would be clinking champagne glasses right now in Taiwan. And Secretary they-them would be ordering a large, extra-large box of Depends. Instead, we have a bright economic outlook, a fantastic team, and gas prices way down. $37, by the way, cheaper. I noticed this. I went to fill my tank today than just 3 years ago. Wow. So, yeah, AI is gobbling jobs, but that's why we need to keep reshoring all of our manufacturing. Everything we can, move it back here, and also remove all the illegal aliens that we can. The jobs created, the jobs brought here should be for Americans only. And yes, some legal immigrants as well, period. And by the way, banks. No one's talking about this either today. Banks are projecting solid growth. Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and the stock market today neared another all-time high. So there's a lot of work that remains to be done. Trump has said this repeatedly. Many challenges remain. It's going to be tough. But Trump and his staff are putting in the hard work, and it is a lot of work to do what they're doing. And it's the work, by the way, that the office requires. You can't call a lid at 11 a.m. and be a real president. So day by day, week by week, month by month, Trump's he's like a thoroughbred who loves the race. His foreign policy success, his coalition building in the Middle East was a masterstroke. He reinvented the U.S. approach to geopolitics and is now restoring America's economy. He makes the whiners look smaller and more insignificant by the day. And that's the angle.
The best way to blow off steam after a long week? Throw a party. Tonight, Trump's hosting a rager at the White House ballroom, not the big, beautiful ballroom. That's still on the side burner. Trump's been in renovation mode. The Gilded Oval, the Rose Garden Club, flagpoles that hit the stars. After Trump coaxed Netanyahu into a ceasefire, Trump gave him a 40-minute White House tour. Aides say Don the Builder's obsessed with making the people's house perfect. Friends who walk in get polled. Which tile do you like better? And then he tells Susie. Insiders say he's stamping his legacy on the presidency and on the White House forever. No one can get rid of the ballroom. It'll be difficult to take all of the gold away. Who would even do that? Is the next Democrat president going to be ripping out the poles, patio, and gold? Will there even ever be another Democrat president? Trump's a perfectionist, and not only does he have to have everything look beautiful, it has to sound beautiful too. POTUS is installing new surround sound. It's been battle tested. He picked the same one that's been rocking Mar-a-Lago. DJ Donnie Boy likes to jam out with the iPad. And you know who else used to dig it? Charlie.
Remember Charlie down on the patio? He could sit there all night long listening to this.
The president doesn't just let anything play. He's very particular. Artists are always auditioning for singing gigs at 1600 PAF. Bette Midler, not getting a call back.
You never kissed the orange eyes. Never kissed the orange eyes. Oh, you never